Hey, welcome back to another Tech Support Spy video. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for watching this video. As always, like and subscribe, hit that notification button, and definitely support the channel here with me and Tech Support Spy. And as always, tell everybody about us. Tell your pet grass, tell your pet tree, tell everybody about Tech Support Spy. Have your friends, family, whoever, come to the Tech Support Spy channel and watch our videos, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification button so that you make sure that you get the videos that I'm putting out here. You're notified about new videos that I'm putting up on this particular channel. And you can come and laugh at me. Come and laugh at my bad jokes. What I got here for you? All right. So have you ever wondered if your identity has been compromised? Have you ever wondered if your email password has been compromised? Has your name, your date of birth, your street address, your 999 Tech Support Spy drive has been compromised? If you ever wondered about that, I have a solution and a link for you that's going to help you determine if your identity has been compromised, if your email password has been compromised, if your date of birth or your address has been compromised or affected and may be out there on the dark web. So we're going to dive into this, show you what link that you can use to see if your email address and your identity has been compromised. Again, watch this video to the end. Thanks for supporting and watching this video. Again, tell everybody about Tech Support Spy. Tell your mom, your aunt, your dad, your grandpa, the whole spiel. Tell everybody about us. Get them to subscribe to this channel. Let's help this channel grow, help this channel build momentum, and help this channel to become, I don't know, a 1 million subscriber channel with a bunch of computer videos that's helping people to become more tech savvy. And well, today I'm showing you a trick that you can use to see if your identity has been compromised. I don't have a joke. I don't have a knock joke or nothing like that. We might as well just go ahead and dive into the video. Let's dive into the video, shall we? Hey, down here in the lower left corner. Hey, a different angle of me trying to be on screen here. So you're probably wondering, what the heck is this tech support guy, tech support spy, tech support dude talking about? Well, if you go to Google and you type in HPI Identity Leak Checker, you'll get a whole bunch of links here. And I've already typed in this search into Google, and it's the Hassel-Plattner Institute Identity Leak Checker. This is a database that the Hassel-Plattner Institute has created and designed. Hassel-Plattner is out of Germany. They have worked with MIT. If you are a genius, right? You probably may have come out of either some type of Ivy League school, or you probably went to MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And you can Google MIT. MIT has worked with HPI before on technology in the past. So this site is legit. I got this link in site from other magazine and computer and technology magazines. And I'm surprised I have not yet seen this particular video on YouTube to kind of give information about this particular link and particular site. But I think it's a good site. It's legit. I've tried it several times and have gotten back information about my email, gotten information about my identity, gotten information about my password, my address, my phone number. It's let me know if my information has been compromised based off the database that they put together, based off information and cybersecurity that is out there. So I want to show you how it works, but I also want to share with you how this information is gathered, right? So a lot of times when you go to certain websites, any website or app or program that asks for you to enter in your name, your first and last name, your date of birth, your email address, you're entering that information. You're giving that information to whatever website, whatever app, whatever program that you want to use or have access to. You're giving that information. And sometimes that information can be compromised. If there's like a data breach from a hacker into that company or that website or that app's, data center. Data center is where A lot of servers are set up for different companies and different websites. So when you enter in that information, your name, your email address, your address, that information is stored on some type of server somewhere at a data center. And a lot of times data centers are hacked, and sometimes there's some type of data breach or some type of vulnerability, and that information is captured from a hacker or some type of team that has hacked that particular data center. But when you enter that information, you're basically giving up that information. And a lot of times it's either going to be a data breach that a hacker or someone has gotten that information. And a lot of times your information is just given away. It's just sold to, a third-party vendor or someone that's wanting to purchase the information from that website that you entered in your first and last name and email address to, so that they then turn around and sell it to somebody. They can sell it to Joe Blow, whoever, right? And now they have your email information, they have your phone number, they can start calling you and start telling you that, hey, your bank has been compromised. Give us your bank information right now so that we can change over your account. And now you've been scammed because your phone number has been bought from a third-party vendor, has been sold, and now you're getting scam calls. Let's take a look and see how your information can be sold and be shared with a third-party vendor. All right, let's take a look at this. So this is a confirmation, or not necessarily a confirmation. So I pay, my taxes online, and IRS, if you come across this video, I am not trying to talk bad about you. I'm not trying to throw spite at you at all. I'm just trying to educate. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to educate. So don't, if you feel I talk bad about you, I'm not trying to talk bad about you. Please don't screw up my taxes when I pay my taxes. So, but this is where I've paid my taxes through a credit card. So I had to pay some taxes through my credit card. If you go through the IRS, you can either pay directly through, your bank account, or some type of a debit card that goes directly to your checking account. Yeah, I paid through a credit card to pay my taxes back. And I'm not gonna get into my taxes. You're gonna leave my taxes alone. I'm not trying to give you my personal business about my taxes, So, but yes, I had to pay my taxes in a credit card. And when you go through the process of paying your taxes through your credit card, the IRS, they basically send you out to an external link and have you go through like a third-party vendor that processes your payment through a credit card. And one of the things that they ask you as you finish doing your payment, before you submit your payment via that credit card, they ask you, look at this first question here, and pay 1040, please. I'm not talking bad about you. I'm just trying to educate. So don't mess up my next payment when my taxes season comes around. Don't mess my payment up. Anyway, they ask you, do we have your consent to share? You see, it's to share or transfer your email address to our affiliates or third-party vendors in order for us to carry out direct marketing campaigns. So think about it. And then they're asking about direct marketing campaigns. I keep going back and forth with it. Marketing campaigns. So, you might get some crazy emails about, hey, check out this, tax federal debt consolidation, whatever type of marketing campaign that they want to leverage to send you emails and they want to sell your information to. They're asking if you approve for them to basically give your information, your name, your email address, and your information to a third party. So for me to be able to access the IRS's tax website, I have to give them my name, I have to give them my social security number, I have to give them my address. Now, I am dependent on the IRS and their IT department and their data center to keep my information secure. Now, I will give it to the IRS. They have a certain setup now where you have two-factor authentication and other options to help make sure that your information is secure. But I am dependent on the IRS to secure my information. So as I go through the IRS and make my payment to my taxes on the irs.gov website in my account, and I don't want to use my debit or check card, I want to use a credit card, and the IRS sends me out to an external website, to an external vendor that will process my credit card payment, It's now on that credit card vendor on that link to secure my site. So think about that for a second, right? Your information is stored at the IRS, right? And now when you leave the IRS because you want to pay with a credit card and not your debit card, it goes out to an external website to another person, to another company. Now this company has your address and the IRS is out the loop. They still have your information, but they're out the loop. Now it's the responsibility, and it's really the responsibility of both IRS and this external credit card vendor to protect your data. But now as you process your payment on this side, right, it's that third-party vendor that is responsible or should be responsible, and you are dependent on that third-party vendor to secure your data, secure your name, your address, your social security number, your bank information when you process the payment. It's up to them, right, from their data center to protect your information. But again, the question is, do we have your consent to share your information with a third-party vendor for a marketing campaign, right? I don't want to hear from Joe Blow about some type of, new invention that helps clean my feet. Like, I don't want that. I don't want to be notified of nothing. Don't share my information with anybody. And take a look at this next question, right? Take a look at this. Do we have your consent? Well, hold on. I'm getting the information wrong. Do we have your consent to share or transfer your email address to our affiliates or third-party vendor in order for them to carry out direct marketing campaigns? So I'm trying to see how they have the same question here. And I just realized, this is the first time I realized this. They give you the same question twice. I never realized that until just now. Like, they give you the same question twice. They don't even change it. Well, hold on. I think they do change it. So the first question is, do we have your consent to share or transfer your email address to our affiliates or third-party vendors in order for us to carry out a direct marketing campaign? Okay, they're asking for if you have our consent for us, the actual credit card payment vendor, to carry out a marketing campaign. And question number 2, right? I got it. Didn't realize it was 2 separate questions. I always thought it was 2 separate questions, but I thought it was the same question. But it's 2 separate ones. But the second question asks you, do we have your consent basically to share your information with an affiliate or a third-party vendor for them, meaning the third-party vendor or the affiliate, to use your information to carry out a marketing campaign? Of course, I say no. No, 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 no. Hell to the no, 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 no. No, do not use my information and share it with a third-party vendor or an affiliate, whoever, so that my email information can be used for marketing campaign. We don't want that. So I wanted to show you this to kind of give you an idea of how your information can be collected, right, and be shared with other vendors. Let's dive into the HPI Identity Leak Checker link and see how it works. All right, guys, let's take a look at this. So I've gone to google.com and basically typed in HPI Identity Leak Checker. And these are the results that I get. And if you are someone that's rather just go directly to the link, look in the description. I have the HPI, the Hassel-Plattner Institute link there in the description, and you can go directly to the link. You can go directly to the HPI Identity Leak Checker without having to use a search. But if you are someone that are more familiar and more comfortable with using some type of web or some type of Google search, then go ahead and follow what I'm showing you here. So when you go to google.com, just make sure you type in how I have it listed here. I have it listed as HPI space identity space leak space checker. As you're wondering, okay, I get so many responses, I get so many results back, which link do I click on? So if you make sure you type it in exactly how I have it typed in into your Google search, you'll see that you should get the same results that you see on the screen here. And the very first link should be the Identity Leak Checker. And that is the link that you want to click on to get to the HPI Identity Leak Checker. So if you look at this, one thing I want to point out is that this is a secure website. So if you see any URL or website with HTTP S, meaning secured. That means it's a secured website, a secured URL with encryption. And if you're wondering, okay, tech support guy, what is HTTP? What is that? And HTTP is a network protocol. It's hypertext transfer protocol. And if you have the S, it's secured, meaning that any traffic, anybody hitting that website that has the HTTPS means that website is secured and is being encrypted. Now, there are websites out there you can look at the URL and they just say HTTP with no S. So you want to make sure if you look at some of the sites, if you see HTTP with no S next to the P in HTTP, see how that rhymed? Anyway, I don't know why I went that direction with that joke. Anyway, if it has no S in front of the HTTP, it's probably not a secure website. And I'm not trying to say any website that has just HTTP in front of it that you shouldn't go to it. I'm just saying that website is not secured, and whatever reason why it's not secured, that's on the website owner's reason why it doesn't have the S in front of it. But I'm not trying to get into all the networking and the TCP/IP protocols of HTTP, HTTPS. I'm just trying to share you or make you aware that when you go to the Identity Leak Checker website, it's secured. So it's a safe website. Again, HPI, Hasselplattner Institute, they're based out of Germany. They've worked with MIT. You can Google HPI and MIT and you can see that they've worked together in the past. But Identity Leak Checker in your Google search is the very first link, and that's the one you want to click on. And I'm sitting here thinking, and I don't know when this was released. It may have been released back in like 2017, 18. I'm just throwing out numbers. And if you know when the HPI Identity Leak Checker was made available to the public, please comment below. Help kick off the interaction between viewers. Share that information below. I'd like to know. Even though I haven't researched it, but share that information below. As you get to the actual site, it's going to give you some statistics. It's going to show you how many accounts have been leaked, how many leaked accounts per day. It shows about 1.4 billion leaked accounts per day, and that's probably based off information or data they've captured over time or on a daily basis. But as you look at it, it's asking you, is someone spying on you? Is someone, watching you? Is someone spying on you? And this hopefully can let you know if any of your information has been leaked, or if your information has been compromised. So let's take a look and see what they say. So if you look at this, right, it's telling you everyday personal data is stolen in criminal cyber attacks. A large part of stolen information is subsequently made public on internet databases, where it serves as the starting point for other illegal activities. With the HPI Identity Leak Checker, it is possible to check whether your email address, along with other personal data, example, telephone number, date of birth, address, and so forth, has been made public on the internet, where it can be misused for malicious purposes. So clap to HPI, the Hasselplattner Institute, for putting this together. At this point, you want to enter in the email address you want to check. So I want to use our content at TekSupportSpy.com. I don't know why I went that direction with that joke either. But anyway, remember with content at TekSupportSpy.com, if you got any videos or ideas that you want me to do, troubleshooting videos, whatever it may be, just email us at content@TekSupportSpy.com. So enter in the email address that you want to see has been compromised, that you may have entered in, your address and date of birth and that type of information associated to that email address. So one quick thing, you remember when you first set up your email account, Gmail asks you what your date of birth is. They ask you your first name and last name, right? So, just think about when you're entering information, a lot of your first name and last name and address, again, is tied to your email address. So let's go ahead and do check email address. It's going to come back and say that your request is currently being processed. And it's saying that the HPI Identity Leak Checker will now check the email address you have entered, content@TekSupportSpy.com. You will shortly receive an email response. We will notify you if your data has been or has now become freely accessible on the internet via a stolen identity data set. In this case, you will get information about what personal data has been leaked in which approximate time. So let's go to content@TekSupportSpy.com and see what we got. All right, so I have gone into content@TekSupportSpy.com, content@TekSupportSpy.com, and here we have an email. It's going to come from HPI, the HPI Identity Leak Checker email. So if you click on it, you have the results of your request for the HPI Identity Leak Checker, and it's going to tell you congratulations, right? Congratulations. Your email address, content@TekSupportSpy.com, does not appear in our database. However, this is not a guarantee that none of your personal information was leaked. And you have a disclaimer there. You can read that. I'm not going to read that whole disclaimer there. You do get a signature.asc file. You can ignore that. If you want to know what that is, it's not malicious. It's just a electronic signature. It's an ASC file. You can research or Google what is a signature.asc file. It's just fine, especially coming from HPI. And I'll show you what it is. If you still have concerns, all this is just garbage, garble, this probably is an encrypted electronic signature. Nothing to worry about. The main thing is that you want to see if there's any information based off their data set, based off their information they've gathered, and if the leaked accounts and leaked emails, if your information associated to that email address has been leaked. And thankfully, content@TekSupportSpy.com, the email address has not been compromised. Let's take a look at an email address and how the email comes to you for an email address that has been compromised. Let's take a look at one. All right, so let's take a look at the email address that I have here. I won't show what that email address is, but this email that I've had for years has been affected, has been compromised. I probably created this email address. It's a Yahoo email address. I've only created this back in like 1998, 99, somewhere around that time. And if you look here, right, it talks about, okay, what effective service was affected that my password was able to be affected, and what information was also affected or compromised, right? So the Park Mobile, if you're not familiar with Park Mobile, it's an app that I use on my phone that I pay for parking. There's a lot of different parking apps out there, whether you're in DC, whether you're in New Orleans. These are places that I've had to pay and use a parking app to park. They were able to get my password, not from my email address, but they was able to get my password from my Park Mobile app password as well as my telephone number. And do I get scam calls for my phone number? Yeah, all the time. I do. But I got certain apps on there that can verify, if the certain caller or the call number that's being called is a scam. So, and even if you have an iPhone, and there's apps on Android that kind of help you identify if the call number is a scam call. But it shows here other websites, the Zynga.com, and also shows you the date, right? The date that has been compromised. Here with the Mate 1 back in 2016, I don't even remember going to a mate1.com and signing up for something for mate.com, and they say here that with mate1.com, my password for that site was captured, my first and last name, my date of birth, wow, my address. I mean, man, they got everything that they needed to find out who the heck I was off the mate1.com website. And this was back in 2016. I do know that for the Park Mobile, and I've changed out my password and other things, the Park Mobile app, But yeah, you see, this was compromised as soon as March of 2021. So this gives you an idea of what apps, what services, and what websites that you have registered for that your information has been affected or compromised by at that website or that app or that service that you've used that you've had to register for. So I hope this helps you. I hope this gives you some information. This is definitely a video that's longer than what I expected, but I felt I needed to give a lot of information to share with those viewers about the HPI Identity Leak Checker. Thank you so much for joining me and watching this video. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell everybody about TekSupportSpy. And again, as always, thank you for watching TekSupportSpy.